Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Do a roll call and declaration of conflicts of interest.
Councilmember Abram,
Here, and I do have a conflict with 11A.
Councilmember Bixel,
Here and none.
Vice Mayor Moniz,
Here and none.
Councilmember Phillips,
Here and none.
Mayor Bublak.
Here and none. Approval of agenda is posted or amended.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Abram,
Yes.
Councilmember Bixel,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Moniz,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Mayor Bublak.
Yes, passes on a 5-0. All right, roll call for the adoptable pet. Bring 'em. Who'd we get? Did we get Radar? No.
What?
Who'd we get? Oh, look who's back. No? Are you sure?
Different one.
That looked like
We
Cole.
got lots of pointy ear dogs.
I thought it was Cole.
Cole's still available at the shelter if anyone's interested. Tonight with me, I have Tango. He is a 4-year-old Belgian Malinois. He's our second longest resident at the shelter. He entered the shelter on April 30th. He was found running the streets, brought in. He's named Tango for a reason because he likes to dance, obviously. He'll jump up and give you a big old hug. He likes the agility equipment out in the play yard. We're still doing free adoptions currently. He's a good boy, so we're looking for a home. He would be suitable for anybody. I just want to recap from our Fall in Love adoption event. It was our first time hosting event at the shelter. I thought we did amazing. I was hoping for a bigger crowd, but it's our first time, and so springtime, I want to try and do it again, bigger and better. So if you missed out on Mama G's smash burgers, they were amazing. I like to thank everyone that came and supported us. So, yeah, this is Tango.
Oh, gosh. Tango, did you have anything to say?
I think you want to address the crowd. Thank you. Nice.
Thank you. All right, public participation, time set aside. There's 3 minutes. It has to be subject matter that we can discuss. I'm not necessarily going to comment on it. There's 3-minute marker there, and I have 3 cards. Shannon?
All right, sorry, my first time here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I am here today to talk to you about the Turlock Sports Complex over by Pittman High. I am here asking you to consider placing lights for us to use during the darker months of winter. There are about over 200 children that practice and play soccer there during the summertime, but we have nowhere to go once it gets dark early. I was hoping that we could find a resolution to this problem. We'd be willing to, I know the teams are willing to continue paying to use the fields, and would be up to you to tell us what it would take for us to make it happen. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. Michael?
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody in Turlock. My name is Michael. I'm here back, continuing from the last meeting 3 weeks ago. Continuing, my concerns are about the building and safety department, both the building aspect and the safety aspect. Before I go into there, I want to finish off from last meeting. After I came up here, Ms. Sue Borrego, city manager, stated, I agreed to disagree with Mr. Barco. Mr. Barco disagrees to disagree. Aha. I'm not here to, it's not a personal thing. It has nothing to do with me as a person or anyone here as a human being as a person. It has nothing to do with your individual lives and what you're doing. This is talking about your responsibility. So when I see you, Ms. Borrego, I'm not thinking about who you are outside of being the city manager. So when I come to you, the city manager, or I come to the representative, or I come to the mayor, or I come to the building department head or the development head, and I continually get rejected, when I know what I'm saying is the truth, because I myself am an inspector, and I'm an inspector for the federal government, for housing urban development. So when I say something, it has a little bit of weight to it. And to get disregarded and get pushed aside is very disrespectful. The issue that I'm having is the place where I live right now, There's 9 buildings there. It's a multifamily property. 8 of those buildings, out of those 9, are owned by people that don't even live in Turlock. They live in Danville, they live in San Diego, they live far away from here. There's only one building that's owned by a resident of Turlock, and that's an LLC. And the LLC is a developer here. And you guys know who that developer is. I'm not going to call out names right now. And I know you guys are friends with that developer, so you're trying to do him favors. But when you see this wall, this dais right here that's in front of you guys, that's what we're dealing with. This is the wall, and there's the cap that goes on top of that wall. That wall was damaged. It had water seeping through it. They weren't replacing it. They replaced it 3 separate times. They did a poor quality job all 3 times. They didn't get contractors to do the job. They just hired laborers. It's over 100 square feet. It's over $1,000 in repair, well over $1,000 in repair. So it needs licensed contractors to do the job. They haven't finished the job properly even after 3 attempts. Imagine that parapet right there. If I tore it all apart and then I came back and I just put scrap pieces of wood that had gaps and were all in level and left you guys like that and said, now you guys got to work behind that and see how you guys like that. That's where I live. That's my home. And they've came and disrespected my home. And I've came and asked for the city for help with this over and over and over again. I've been working on this for over a year and a half now just on this issue. This is not the first issue. Another time I had an issue about the roofing. They did poor roofing quality, and you guys approved it. If the Building and Safety Department didn't approve that, then we would have never gone to this part where this wall would have been there. But the Building and Safety Department is not doing its job. I need the attorney to step in and to do so. I've already let the representative know to speak with the attorney and other inspectors to sit down so this doesn't have to escalate outside of the city. I'm trying to resolve with the city. I'm trying to be patient and kind with all you guys. But it's getting to the point where I've gotten really upset and I can't deal with this anymore, but I hope for you guys' help. Thank you.
Prasad? Sorry. Your penmanship's not,
Mr. Gray's back.
yep.
Hello.
Hey, good evening, City Council, Mayor, and City of Turlock. As the Mayor pointed out, my terribly apology, my penmanship is not. It's horrible, so don't blame you for
Didn't
that.
get hired for that.
Well, we do a lot of typing. Great benefit of the modern age we live in. But yeah, I'm here on behalf of Congressman Adam Gray, and for once, through all the craziness that's going on in D.C., I'm not here to give a legislative update. I'm actually here to ask for the city's support. This summer, Congressman Adam Gray introduced the Protecting Healthcare and Lowering Costs Act to protect access to healthcare for Valley families. The bill was a response to H.R. 1 and would have reversed all of the healthcare cuts that were passed through the budget bill and would extend the Affordable Care Act's enhanced premium tax credit. And with 4 million Californians set to lose their health care coverage and another 1.7 million set to see premium increases of up to 66%, this is a critical piece of legislature that will help keep care within reach for Valley families. We hope that you will consider endorsing the bill, and we emailed city staff and members of the council a one-pager, a draft letter of support, and the plain text of the bill. Including a editorial that was published in the Fresno Bee on the legislature and the looming healthcare crisis. We wanted to thank you for considering this, and don't hesitate to reach out to our office or myself, and that goes to all members of the public here and all citizens of Turlock. We'll be having mobile district office hours on October 20th from 12 to 2 at 11S Golden State Boulevard, right in the Chamber of Commerce building. And if anyone's got any questions or concerns, more than happy to answer them there or any other time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Mendoza, you didn't fill out a card, but I'm sure you meant to, huh?
I got distracted by Tango.
Oh,
Wasn't he cute?
He was adorable. I would take him if I didn't have cats,
Oops.
who definitely not appreciate Tango or any other animal. Okay, we're as busy as ever, even though this is kind of our slow period. We have not been slow. So we have all kinds of things planned. This Saturday is our board game day. It's sponsored by the Central Valley Game Lovers. So they bring all of their board games. Most of these board games I have never heard of. I have no idea how to play them, but they're all very helpful, and it's a great way to meet new people, and they will teach you how to play them. So it's kind of a fun little thing. And I always say it's kind of a good way, if you like board games, to kind of try something out before you purchase it. You know, I'm cheap that way. I like to save money. So I just figured, hey, this is a great opportunity to try something before you decide to buy it. And then also we do have our Master Gardeners are coming out twice this month. So they're doing a program for our teens and tweens.
about how the indigenous people of California use plants. So it'll be geared towards 9 to 18 in our makerspace on Tuesday, October 21st, and they're going to kind of discussing how the Yukots and the Miwoks use native plants. So that's kind of a fun educational thing. They've done many partnerships with us for our teens and tweens, and they absolutely love it. And then if you're thinking about planting a shade tree to save yourself some money, this is an opportune time to plant because fall is great for planting trees, and the UC Master Gardeners will be out on Wednesday, October 22nd at 6 o'clock, kind of helping you decide what type of trees are best for our area, how to plant them, and where to plant them, how big these trees grow before you plant this beautiful tree and it turns out taking out your whole yard, which I'm sure many of us have done in the past. So great opportunity for that. We are a polling place. So we do have a ballot box. You can drop off your ballot there, but also we are a 3-day polling place, so you can come by the election. What that means for us is that we have canceled 2 weeks worth of story time just because the polling place is exactly where story time is, and they changed the locks so we don't have access to the room. So, but don't be afraid. We still have story time the rest of the thing, and we have a beautiful little play area for the kiddos to play. And that's all I have. So thank you for supporting the library and shopping local because we are funded by sales tax. So the best way to support the library is spend here in Turlock.
Like it.
Thanks.
I have no other cards. Is there anyone else? Landon?
Thank you, Council. My name is Landon Whitney. I'm the District Director for Senator Marie Alvarado Gill. Just want to thank you all for the opportunity to just briefly update you on some of the things we've been working on, both in Sacramento, also here in the district. Senate District 4, as you may not be aware, has 21 cities, 13 counties, almost 1 million people, runs from here literally all the way almost up to South Lake Tahoe. So it is always nice to be back in my old hometown of Turlock. Even though the legislature is currently in recess, the senator does remain obviously heavily engaged in legislation, specifically in regards to 1309, AB 1309. This was most recently vetoed by Governor Newsom. This would have provided parity in pay to employees of CAL FIRE, comparable to similarly situated fire department employees in cities and counties throughout the state. Now, Senator has called for, this bill was passed unanimously by both houses. The governor has put in his veto statement something to the effect of it impacting collective bargaining. We obviously are calling on all the senator's colleagues to override this veto, particularly with the challenges that the fires in general have, the devastation has caused our state. I think it's clear and it's time that we pay our firefighters adequately. And if you'll permit me, just a brief quote from the press release. Firefighters, this is what the senator had to say, firefighters deserve better and so do Californians. I urge my colleagues in the Assembly and Senate to override this disgraceful veto and honor our brave men and women on the front lines with pay that matches their commitment to protecting California families. So just wanted to put that on your radar screen. It is going to be something that we expect to be taken up once the legislature gets back into session. Aside from that, on the legislative side of things, moving back towards the district, we've been very active in the district recently. Most specifically, had a meet and greet over at Pizza Plus in Hillmar. We're going to be having mobile office hours in Patterson tomorrow, as well as in Turlock next week. For more details, please check our social media. We keep that pretty active. Look forward to engaging with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else who did not fill out a card?
Good evening, council, staff. Milt Treeweiler. I'm a lifetime Stanislaus County resident. And just wanted to say that it's really nice to see the rain we had this last couple days. I have a rain gauge in my backyard, and I actually got about a little over 1¼ inches, which is quite a bit for this time of year. So I was kind of surprised with that. Just a little message here. Is our freedom and democracy being suppressed or usurped by our city? Money, power, and control have always been a strong attraction and motivation for some people, but it can become an obsession with a few people. Some have adopted a false idea that they and only they know what's best for all the people of our city. Some of these people worship money, power, and control. Most of them believe that money will buy them happiness and fame. What's disturbing with some of them is that they're so wrapped up in themselves that they start to believe that they're the only ones who know what's best for all other people. This could be described as having a dictatorship mentality. They actually begin to believe that they know what's best for all their fellow human beings. They don't use research and evidence to support their ideas and goals. They just live in a dream world where they believe that what they think is the only thing that's true. Another way to look at it is their minds have never matured. They're like children. We all know that all humans go through stages of development. As a small child, we believe that we're the center of the world and that all things evolve around us. This is just a human nature, and all humans go through these stages. The problem is, if someone doesn't get a good upbringing, that can affect the way they think as adults. The family life and education and our religion that we grow up with is what shapes our thoughts, our behaviors, and our beliefs for our lifetime. It does not mean it's the best way to think or do something. It just means it shapes our beliefs. People who govern with these kind of thoughts are not good for our city. So we want to keep that in mind. We're actually doing things not for certain individuals, not for certain groups of people. We're doing them for all the people in Turlock, and that is the goal of any government, to serve the people of the city. And I wish the sound man would stop turning the volume up and down, but I guess that's what he wants to do. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yeah, John. Did you hear him vote? You did?
Sorry I wasn't here the last time. I was camping, having fun.
What? Unacceptable.
Hope you had fun.
You gotta have fun sometime. Anyway, John Gebeline, born in Turlock, native Turlockian and everything. And I just wanted to quote Jerry Brown. He said, "Government can't solve all man's problems." Okay? And I come here as anything else that we've got, I go down and volunteer over at United Samaritans, and they've been having money problems. They've had to, lay off staff. They've had to cut programs. And in Modesto, the shelter there, Salvation Army, their funding's been cut by all sorts of people. Donations are down and everything else. So, it's like I say, government can't do everything. I wish government could solve all our problems, but they can't. And so, it's like you say, people have to, step up and do what they can, whatever they can and whatever. So it's just simple. That's, I wish the gentleman up here wanted to extend, subsidies for health care. But the only thing I would ask Congressman Gray is, how are you going to pay for it? You ain't paying for any of that stuff. It's just printed money, and both sides are doing it. Okay, they're just printing money to, for this program, that program, and everything else. Seniors, we have a Medicare Advantage program that's costs something like $80 billion a year to the taxpayers. It was not supposed to cost anything, and yet we get a privilege. Now, mine's gone up and whatever, and so all of my costs are going up and whatever, but you just can't live in a dream world that just keeps on going on printed money. There will be a day of reckoning, and there will be a day of reckoning. I may not be alive when it is, but there will be a day of reckoning, because we have idiots on both sides that can't get together and solve the problem. That's all I had to say.
Anyone else who did not fill out a card who wishes to speak? Okay, we're going to close public comment and move on to the city manager and deputy city manager report.
Good evening. That was funny. I have a couple announcements, and I don't want to read through all of this list of events. I just wanted to make sure you know that there are a number of things happening, and as we roll into the holidays, somebody said, shop Turlock. But all of these events you can find on the website if you're interested. I think there'll be a public information meeting on the Gear Road pavement rehab project. So the date and time of that is online. You don't want to miss the Turlock Police Department Trick or Treat and Meet on October 30th. And the chief isn't here, so I won't mock him since he's not in the
I
room.
will.
Yeah. There's a Shop the Block event in downtown Turlock in November, and the Turkey Trot, and then the 46th annual Downtown Christmas Parade on December 5th. So all of those events are on our site. But I wanted to tell you a story just a bit about our first-time home buyers program. Some of you know that first-time home buyers program is really tough to run and manage with all the kinds of requirements it has. And we had a family that was able to, two sisters with their children who'd been saving to buy a home and were able to close on a house this week for their family through that first-time home buyers program. And I'm pretty proud for them and proud of the staff who worked really hard and continue to try to untangle that program to make it more affordable. Some of you know the mayor, I've only been here a few months, and I know she's been talking about mobile home rehabs, at least every day for as long as I've been here. And one of the other things that we've seen some uptick on, we were able to find a way to grant fund mobile home health and safety rehab. And we've had so far 9 residents apply for that housing and are working with their files and meeting with them to see if we can make that happen. So those are some things, again, that happen kind of behind the scenes that you never hear about, but that are really things to be proud of. So thank you.
All right. Moving on to consent calendar. Are there anybody wishing to speak regarding any of the consent items? Okay, closing that part.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Abram?
Yes.
Councilmember Bixel?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Moniz?
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips?
Yes.
Mayor Bublak?
Yes, passes on a 5-0. Final readings, it's the update to the Turlock Municipal Code regarding repeal and replacing the Turlock Municipal Code Title VI, Sanitation and Health, Chapter 6 through 9, Massage Establishments and Schools of Massage, with a new Chapter 6 through 9, Massage and Massage Establishments, to remove outdated massage establishment regulations and adopt updated regulations according to California state law. I'll open it to the public, anyone wishing to speak regarding this. Closing the public comment, bringing it back.
Move to approve. Second.
A motion and a second. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Abram?
Yes.
Councilmember Bixel?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Moniz?
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips?
Yes.
Mayor Bublak?
Yes, and it passes on a 5-0. All right, now we're moving to 10A, and this is a matter of amending the Turlock Municipal Code Title II, Administration, Chapter 2 through 9, Public Works Contracts.
Thank you.
Director Fisher.
Good evening, Mayor Bublak, council members and staff. I'm presenting to the introduction of the first reading of an ordinance to amend the Municipal Code Title II, Chapter 2.9 regarding the Public Works contract. And this is the longest abbreviation I'm going to ever have to say up here, but the California Uniform Public Construction Cost Accounting Act, or CUPCA, provides a streamlined procedure for completing smaller public works projects, including the city's workforce, negotiating directly with contractors, or using the informal bidding under specified thresholds. Turlock adopted CUPCA in 1985, and the municipal code has been periodically updated to reflect the changes in the state law. Effective January 1st of 2025, AB 2192 raised the thresholds for an alternate project delivery to account for inflation. Specifically, the 3 major changes were on a force account, negotiated contracts, that limit moved from $60,000 to $75,000. The informal bidding procedures moved from $200,000 to $220,000. Informal bidding was above $220,000. AB 2192 also allows council-approved exception if the engineer's estimate is at or below $220,000 and the informal bidding procedure is followed, but all the bids exceed that amount, the council may award the contract by a 4/5 vote if the bid does not exceed $235,000. Updating this ordinance also incorporates minor technical updates, including noticing methods and clarifying a 4/5 vote requirements, and in emergency contracting, updating the municipal code ensures clarity, avoids potential bid protest or legal challenges, and allows the staff to deliver small-size and mid-sized projects more efficiently. So it gives us a little bit wider range to adjust for inflation. There's no fiscal impact with this ordinance. Each project's costs will be presented to the council separately. There's no, so in summary, this ordinance aligns with the city's public works contract procedures with current state law and provides clear authority and flexibility to deliver the public projects efficiently. So I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have.
Questions for the director? All right, we'll open it to the public. Anyone wishing to speak to this item? Closing that comment.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Abram?
Yes.
Councilmember Bixel?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Moniz?
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips?
Yes.
Mayor Bublak?
Yes, and passes on 5-0. Thank you, Director
Thank
Fisher.
you.
Okay, item B, I would like to ask Joanne Foster to come up. Hi. If you'll introduce the item for us.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, members of the public. The item before you today is the 38th annexation into the Community Facilities District Number 2 for the property located at 300 North Soderquist Road. As part of the city's permitting processing, all new residential developments are required to annex into the Community Facilities District 2 to provide funding for essential public services such as police, fire, and park maintenance. If approved, this action will annex the 5-unit multifamily project located at 300 North Soderquist Road into the district. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Okay. Madam Clerk, can you confirm receipt of the following documents? Proof of publication of the notice of public hearing, signed waiver and consent forms of the properties being annexed, completed and signed ballots, signed certificate of clerk regarding receipt of property owner waiver and consent form, and ballot declaring election results.
So confirmed.
Okay, questions from council? No. All right, then I'll open it for the public. Anyone wishing to speak regarding this one topic, 300 North Soderquist?
Milt Treeweiler, yes, just a quick comment. This is really a great project. It's close to me, and it's great to see it. It's going fine. It looks beautiful. It's going to be the most beautiful place on the street, practically. It's right next to the park, but the contractor has already figured out that there will be probably some problems with baseballs, but he's going to put a screen up so that's not going to be an issue. And so it was really nice to see projects like this. It's too bad we can't have one of them in every district every month or every 6 months, but we're going to have to continue to work on that. I want to apologize to the sound guy because I don't know what was going on last time, but to me it sounded like there was an echo here at this particular point, but I don't hear that now, so it just may have been me imagining something. So I apologize, Mr. Sound Person. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on this item? All right.
Move to approve.
We have a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do I need to do confirmation still? Yeah, that's what you're trying to tell me? City clerk confirms. Proof of publication and notice of public hearing. Signed waiver and consent. Completed and signed ballot.
So confirmed.
Signed certificate of clerk regarding receipt of property owner waiver and consent form and ballot declaring election results.
So confirmed.
Okay. And so with that, all the motions are for all the resolutions in this item? And the second as well? Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Abram?
Yes.
Councilmember Bixel?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Moniz?
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips?
Yes.
Mayor Bublak?
Yes, and passes on a 5-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, item 10C, in the matter amending the Turlock Municipal Code Title 4, Chapter 3, Article 1, Article 2, and Article 3 to adopt the 2025 California Fire Code with specific modifications based on local conditions. You ready? Chief, did you want to do it instead? No, that was a hard pass.
Good evening, Mayor. David Bickle, Modesto Fire Department, Deputy Fire Chief for Community Risk Reduction, and your Fire Marshal. Honorable Mayor, members of council, city staff, and public, thank you for the opportunity to present to you the first reading of an ordinance amending the Turlock Municipal Code Title 4, Chapter 3, Article 1, Article 2, and Article 3 to adopt the 2025 California Fire Code with specific modifications based on local conditions. As you know, this is the triennial code adoption. The code is the California Code of Regulations, Title 24, Part 9. All of 24.
Whoa, time's up, sir. Sorry.
Perfect.
Thank
I'm
you so
out.
much.
No worries, no worries. California Code of Regulations Title 24 is what is more commonly known as the California Building Codes. Part 9 is the California Fire Code. And we have to adopt it every 3 years. And so then you have local adoptions or local amendments to the code. So this is the formal process for that. Any questions?
Questions? I mean, his time's up, but if you guys want to ask questions, we'll go ahead. Okay, we'll open it to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on this item? Okay, closing the public comment.
Move to approve.
We have motion?
Second.
Call the roll?
Councilmember Abram?
Yes.
Councilmember Bickle?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Moniz?
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips?
Yes.
Mayor Bublak?
Yes. Passes on 5-0. Thank you very much. And you have some,
Yes, so for item 11A, I have a conflict in that I own property within 500 feet of this project, so with that, I will recuse myself.
thank you. Somebody will come find you. Don't go down to the bar.
Don't go too far.
Mr. Morris, good evening. Tell us
Okay.
about the park.
Good evening, mayors, council members, staff, residents. The item before you is the award of bid and appropriation of funds for the construction of John Lazar Park, located in northeast Turlock. The northeast Turlock master plan requires 2 neighborhood parks. The first has been completed, and with the Legends 3 subdivision, the second part is now due to be built. This project will transform a dedicated site into a fully improved neighborhood park. Planned improvements include perimeter sidewalks, irrigation, landscaping with turf, trees, and shrubs, as well as playground equipment, benches, a drinking fountain, a shade structure, and safety lighting. Together, these features will provide much-needed recreation and open space amenities for the nearby neighbors. The city advertised this project on August 2nd, 2025, and received 14 bids on September 4th. The lowest responsive and responsible bidder was TBS Contractors of Merced, with a bid of $1,471,840.18. Staff has reviewed the bids and for compliance and recommends awarding the contract to TBS Contractors. The estimated total cost for this project is approximately $1.91 million, which includes engineering permits, testing, staking, and 10% construction contingency. All costs will be funded through the Park Development Tax Fund 228. No general fund money will be used. A budget amendment is required to appropriate the $1.9 million from Fund 228 reserves into the construction project account. In summary, approval of this item will award the construction contract, appropriate the necessary funds, and allow work to begin on John Lazar Park, fulfilling a long-planned neighborhood amenity for Northeast Turlock. I'll be happy to answer any questions if I can.
Questions for Mr. Morris?
Do we have any drawings of what this is gonna look like before we spend $2 million?
Yes, drawings have been approved.
You didn't go look at it?
Yes, I didn't, so that's my bad.
We couldn't go out to bid without plans to approve, so yeah.
I guess it would have been nice to have something to look at.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll open it to the public. Anyone wishing to speak? Is Mayor John S. Lazar here?
He didn't show up for this. I can't believe it.
I know.
Milt Treewiler, just have a question. You talked about irrigating the park, and I also have a question how this might apply to our other parks. I know that we're using water, so are we using potable water? Do we have a separate well that we're using to water or irrigate these parks? This particular park, since this is a new park, would we be able to put a well somewhere in the area so that we could actually use the upper aquifer and pump water to irrigate these places and not use potable water? But maybe we're not using potable water. Maybe you are bringing in some water from somewhere else, so it isn't using our drinking water. And also, how do we water Crane Park? A little bit off the subject, but it is a park. Is that coming from well water? Is that coming from our potable water supply? It seems like other entities, other cities are actually putting in just shallow wells. I know we do for Pedretti, we do get some water from outside, that we have from our recycling or from our plant. So that's a good way to go, but this is over here on the other side. So I'm just curious about how this is going to be watered and how Crane Park is watered. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak on this item? Okay, we'll close the public comment and come back for only specific to this part, please. Don't go to the other part. We'll do that at another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water for this it is off non-potable water for the irrigation system. There is an existing well out that's being used for this northeast area. And then we had to run domestic water for the drinking fountain. So we did separate that out.
Director Fisher, do you want to add anything? I mean, you came all the way up.
No, I just, there was a lot of
When
questions
you go about
there, and I was trying to
Crane
unpack
Park,
them.
I don't know
Yeah,
about Crane Park.
I want to keep it specific to this item, so yes, thank you for that. Any other questions or comments, or? Yeah, don't drink out of the hose. Got it.
Yes, drink the drinking fountain only, not the hose.
It is
Move
a
to,
well, it's just that it's not treated water.
Right.
With chlorine.
move to approve, and I'm so happy to see Mayor Lazar getting his park finally.
Okay, that's two
Second.
resolutions and a motion?
Yes, both resolutions and a motion.
And a second.
We have motion second. We call the roll, please.
Councilmember Bixel.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Moniz.
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
Mayor Bublak.
Yes, and it passes with a 4 and 1 abstaining. Thank you, Mr. Morse.
Money man. Cash.
We're moving
Cash
quite
was
along
named
today,
as
so I'm going to go fast. No. Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council members. Tonight, topic that we're discussing is some additional policies we'll be adopting. There are reserve policies for our enterprise and internal service funds. Next slide, please. So the topics we'll be discussing, what are the reserve policies and why they're important, enterprise funds and the structure of what the policy impacts, internal service funds, and in the same structure is what affects the funds and how their overall structure is going to work. So what are reserve policies and why are they important? City reserve policy is important because they provide financial stability to handle unexpected events and natural disasters, economic downturns. Basically, it's our savings account, right? We're utilizing it in a sense of the way because revenues can ebb and flow, and we want to make sure that we can sustain our operational costs and to make sure that we can serve the public to the needs that we require. Next slide. Enterprise funds. We've talked about this quite often, but just a general explanation of what enterprise funds are. They are a type of proprietary fund basically for activities such as business activities like sewer and water. Next slide. The funds that are going to be impacted are funds 410 and 420, which are our water and sewer fund. Policy structure. This is a little different from what you've seen in the past as far as how the general fund is structured. You're going to have 3 categories in how it stabilizes funds. You have your operating revenues reserves, you have your rate stabilization, and your emergency capital. Your operating reserve is pretty traditional, but basically just like how the general fund is structured, where you have, in this case, you have a minimum maximum. Why do we have minimum maximums and not just a straight number? It's because these operating revenues fluctuate different than the general fund. There's different actions that you can take, where the general fund that you really have impacted through your economic environment, where this can be impacted too as well, but there's other actions you can change in the sense of changing rate cases and things of that nature. So you really have to manage the overall flow to make sure you have a good balance. So for these enterprise funds, your minimum is going to be 60 days and 90 days for operations. How do you equate that to dollar amounts? Well, basically, it really does calculate into a percentage. So 90 days is basically 25% of your operating budget. Just to put it to numbers' sake, your water fund will be about $3.2 million in the current environment. Rate stabilization, basically exactly how it sounds. Basically, we come back to this. If you do see a dip in your revenues because of rates not being fulfilled for whatever reason that may be, this will help us stabilize so we're not having to go do a rate case. So it'll help us kind of ebb through those flows. Capital reserves. This is a big one in a sense because this is how it's structured a little bit different. For capital reserves, this is really what happens when, for example, we had that sewer line failure. This is what the funding source which we look to. So a great example. Money man, go find the money. Well, here's the money, here's the policy, here we go. And we can set that aside and be able to structure it. So with the current flows of cash that we currently have right now, we can actually meet these requirements today. So that's the good news, right? So through the budget process, we make sure we talk about these policies and make sure they're stabilized and move forward. Next one. Internal service funds. Internal service funds, again, we talked to this quite a bit during the budget process. These are services that impact the general overall governments and track your goods and services and how we shift costs throughout the funds. Next slide. The funds are going to be impacted: 501, 505, 510, 511, 512, which is your IT, fleet, workers' compensation, healthcare, and casualty insurance. A lot of these funds are set up like the healthcare because they're funded through how we bring in the money and how the concept goes out. It's not a straight dollar. You have to be able to build those reserves so that you can manage those fluctuations. So in other words, we're self-funded for those programs. Next one. So this one's really straightforward because of how they operate. There's not really capital improvements, right? You don't need to build a pipe. You don't need to build these managed things. What you need to be able to manage is the ebb and flow of the operations themselves. Again, healthcare is a good example. IT, and just to put it against a number's sake, their structure is set up at a max of 90%, or 90 days, which is 25% again. From a numbers perspective, that's $633,000. Again, in today's dollars, we can meet that. So we set it up properly so that we can manage those ebb and flows. The healthcare is a little bit different because it is self-funded and it can take some large impacts in one fiscal year based off the insurance rates that we have to pay out and the claims that we get. So you really want to manage that one up a little bit more to make sure, because that one can ebb and flow pretty hard through a year. Any questions?
Wow, okay. Questions? Okay, we'll open it to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on these items that he spoke of? Okay, we will close the public comment.
Move to approve. Item B.
Sorry. We have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Abram?
Yes.
Councilmember Bixel?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Moniz?
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips?
Yes.
Mayor Bublak?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job, Money Man. All right, Councilmember Abram, announcements, future items, comments?
Yes, I have a few. So we just got to hear about a reserve policy, and we also have a general fund reserve policy that we've had for a couple of years now. And we are holding on to way more in that reserve than we said that we should in our policy. And this is a situation where more is not necessarily better because it means that that's revenue that we are not putting out and meeting the needs of the city and the community. So I would like to have a detailed discussion of this where we can have some meaningful options of what we're going to do with that. A second item is I would like to see the communications strategic plan surface again. We kind of talked about it. I don't think we've seen the final product, but I was noticing that our counterparts at the Turlock Unified School District have been recently putting out like a little newsletter of what happens at their meetings. And I think that's an example of there's a lot more that we could be doing to put out meaningful information of what decisions are made in this room and all the great things that, staff puts into their reports and the city manager gets to speak of. So I'd like to see that plan so we can move on to the implementation stage. And then lastly, just a comment. A few weeks ago, I got to participate in the Fire Ops 101 program, which was put together by Modesto Fire, Turlock Fire, Stanislaus Consolidated, and I got to step into the boots of a firefighter for a day and see all their tools and get to handle everything and get to experience a live fire situation. And so I want to thank everybody that put that on, and thank you, Mayor Bublak, for coming to support. She was cheering me on while I was struggling to lift heavy things with heavy gear on. But, I think the take home from that for me was really that, for most people, I don't think they're going to get to experience even interact with our fire department because, God willing, they're not going to have their house burned down or a vehicle accident or a medical emergency. But I am very grateful, and I think that all of our residents are very grateful that we have a professional, dedicated, knowledgeable fire department and firefighters who are going to come and help them. So thank you for that experience, and thank you for the work you do.
Councilmember Bixler.
Well, I'm just going to piggyback on that particular thing a little bit. Couple of things. I had the privilege of doing a ride-along with Sergeant Furtado couple of weeks ago on a Thursday evening that was mostly uneventful, but then got a little bit eventful. It was fun. It was very interesting. It was a couple of different things. Got to see our fellows how professional that they deal with the public, and even with the folks that I probably wouldn't have treated quite so politely. And I just want to tip my hat to the fellows, and that lady actually was out on that evening too. Other thing I would bring up, I had a little family thing that involved the fire department just a couple of days ago, and hats off to the professionalism of the EMS crew from my mama. So thank you.
Turlock Police Widows and Orphans fundraiser is this Saturday night. There are tickets still available. It's being held 6 o'clock at Our Lady of Assumption. It does support the widows and children of our fallen peace officers. So, nothing today.
Okay, and I have two things. They want to make sure that the water meters are coming. I don't want to wait. I know people keep calling and complaining to me that how come I'm getting charged a certain amount, and it's, well, the meters are broken. So I'm hoping we get the meters soon, and start fixing big mass amounts. And then also the cameras. We've talked about cameras in our parks, all of our parks, and we are paying a tremendous amount of money to have stationary security things out in many of them. So it would be less expensive to put the cameras in, so I'm hoping we'll see that too. Mayor Lazar asked if he was worth $2 million. I said the jury's out. So, and other than that, I believe we have closed session.
Yes, we have 13A, Conference with Legal Counsel, Anticipated Litigation, California Government Code 54956.9D2, potential cases 2. And 13B, Public Employee Appointment, California Government Code 54957B1, Title City Attorney discussion only.
You talk as fast as money, man. All right, we will report out should we have something. He got money.
We need one more council member.
I need one more, I need a quorum.
Old and slow.
Are we back? All right, we are back and we have nothing to report out. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night.
Fine work.